While we're on the topic of problematic teachings, let's talk about when Teal Swan said this.
Can a woman fully step into her divine feminine without any men around?
No.
Wow, that's going to get some attention.
I'm aware.
How about the vice versa? Can a guy step into his divine masculine without women around?
Yes. Oh, my bad. I was totally confused, Teal. The whole time I was working on the premise that the kingdom of heaven is within me. So what you're saying is actually it's not within me. It's within the divine masculine that I partner with. So you are effectively saying that I can't walk in my full divine feminine unless I have partnered with a divine masculine because I need their energy to initiate me. Okay, that's fascinating. The only problem, Teal, is that is a completely fabricated discourse based on your own egoic limitation and your own desires and your own need for a partner. Because if you look at any Eastern tradition, there are so many. Talk about any Buddhic lineage, any Tantric lineage, any dharmic lineage, and there are myriads of them and thousands of sutras. I need you to show me one sutra, one scripture, one text that says the road to full enlightenment comes from partnering with a person. One text. That's all I'm asking for. Because I can show you about 3,000 texts that say, in a matter of words, that the kingdom or the road to liberation and inner peace and enlightenment and fullness for a man or a woman is within. And this is the problem with Western spiritual teachers. They are not weighing their interpretations of the path and comparing it and checking it with scriptures and lineages that have existed for thousands and thousands of years. Even when I was deep in my twin flame Hollywood romance movie miasma, I never dared to once bring the sutras or the Dharma down to my level. Even deep down, on some level, when I was in that space, I knew that I was locked in an illusion of need. But I would never have dared to start teaching that is the path. Because I couldn't find any rishi, master, sage, or any lineage of wisdom that verified that. In fact, everything I came across kept saying that the kingdom was within. And that I actually needed to die to that attachment, die to that desire. And that's the problem with the West. If your spiritual teachers that you look up to, if they do not wax lyrical about the teachers and the lineages that they stand on and that they bow to, who do you submit to? This Western individualized spirituality, they don't submit. They don't submit. And you're talking to the most unsubmissive woman in the world. And yet I submit. I put my head down at the feet of my teacher, Father Amasami, a Zen Buddhist master. I submit to Vajrayana. I submit to those teachings. I submit to Sanatana Hindu Dharma. I submit. And everything that I teach on here lines up with these ancient discourses and deep understandings that have been woven for thousands of years by sages, rishis, and masters that have actually sunk into the ground of being. But the Western teachers just come along. They have great insight, right? They do. It's not like they don't have great insight. Teal Swan says incredibly genius things about the psychology of the human. Brilliant things. But like to say something so foundationally inaccurate to millions of her followers is, that's huge karma, in my opinion. That's massive. That's massive. And who is Teal Swan's teacher? Really, what is she submitting to? What is she weighing her ideas against? Because we are all inside our own illusions. We are all inside Maya. We are all inside our fallibility. And that's what precepts are for, right? When I come up with some concept, this lines up with Shiva Sutras. This lines up with Vajrayana Sutras. So this is conceptually true to be saying and teaching. But to say that a woman cannot find her wholeness unless she has a man, that doesn't line up with a single teaching. To say that the path of enlightenment is about hooking up with the correct partner, although that's a beautiful thing for people, but to say that that is the ultimate point doesn't line up with a single sutra. And I challenge you, if you're in the twin flame sacred union miasma, find me one teaching. That's all. One sutra, one text. And it can't be from the 80s.